Good afternoon and welcome to the number 2 oval at Maroochydore Multisports Complex. This is officially the playoff, let's call it the bronze medal match of the men's tournament of the AFL Pacific Cup. My name's Daniel Viles. I'm moonlighting over here while Chris moonlights in the women's competition. The live chat is open. Susan, hello to you in Bar, Fiji. Nathan, 37 in Melbourne. We've swapped weather. We're underway. Nearly taken in the middle by Faiamalo for New Zealand. Still wrestling hard. Sean Butler propels it upfield. Good intercept mark taken. The long limbs of Jalamadora. Andre says, let's go New Zealand. Dora straight up the middle of the field. Turned over again. 2 turnovers already. Faiamalo deep inside 50. It's going to be out on the full, but a real territory gainer. And in the chat, I said there are easterlies blowing. Now, that's true, but the wind here in Maroochydore, you've probably worked out, is very, very inconsistent. And it looks like there is an advantage to New Zealand in this first quarter. Kick out from Fiji goes awry. New Zealand still on the attack. The bronze medal on the line. As Australian comedian Adam Spencer once said, bronze represents achievement without obsession. Infield to Brendan Clark. Clark moves forward. Going to the pack. Good defensive punch. Running away with it was Salo Rasumbale. And plenty of action just outside the 50. The tackling is strong. New Zealand still on the attack, still looking for space. The number of rebound or intercept touches as opposed to disposals from the Fijians is what's keeping the scoreboard level so far. They have been very active in their defensive 50 in the first minute and a half. Inside, clever kick around the corner, getting it towards the goal square. Good pick up off the ground from Tuma. And played out. That'll land safely in the arms of Rewa Jr. 2 minutes in, Fiji were looking for their first attack, but New Zealand had too many players behind the ball. The Sam Anderson just knocked it in field, coughed it up. And we're going deep inside Fiji's 50. Turnover by New Zealand. They're able to get it back up the left wing. Brought back in field, Jared Percival. And Fiji's inside 50 was over before it started. Trying to get goal side. Knocked in towards Dan Howie. Couldn't quite get it through and off target in the end. New Zealand opened the scoring, but in a minor way. We have a goal, but I'm not sure if anyone can hear or see this. So New Zealand has just kicked the goal. They had a free kick. And hang on, okay, this is bizarre. Okay, I think we finally have vision from Maroochydore. And as you can see, we're 7 minutes into the third place playoff between New Zealand and Fiji in the men's competition. We have had 2 goals, one apiece. New Zealand 1-2-8, Fiji 1-6. And I have to apologise in trying to sort out the technical issues. I missed both goal scorers, and that's not something I really wanted to do. So I'm very sorry about that. Hopefully, when the players get back to their countries of origin, they can tell you who scored, and they can exaggerate how great the goal was. It'll be like fishing. Anyway, New Zealand were on the attack early. Fiji, that was a scoop off the ground, so New Zealand win the free kick in defence. So Linda, very sorry for missing the goal scorers. Susan and Nathan, thank you for... You're right, and Nathan, I don't know if you can hear me, but you're right, it has frozen. And there's no sound, okay. Thanks for checking that out. I saw that.
And my suggestion for the time being, until the issue is fixed, is just like tweak the actions. Yeah. Forward, half forward.
Yep.
You can keep commentating because we'll have the recording.
Oh, I see. Right, okay, sure.
At the very least, we can upload that again.
Yeah, I just realised I've been live the whole time, and I didn't realise it was being recorded. So, to everyone who's here, I don't think I said any swear words, but yeah, that's fine. We'll do that later. Anyway, let's get commentating. Yes. Okay, show's on the road with Daniel being professional. 13th minute of the match. New Zealand 2-2-14 leading Fiji 1-6. Second goal for New Zealand was to Lockie McBride. Missed the first 2 goal scorers, or the first for each side. But we are late in the first quarter while we try to sort out technical issues. 30 minutes in. Boundary thrown on the western side. It's about 25 degrees. 65% humidity in Maroochydore. And the wind blowing from our backs across the... Sorry, what am I talking about? Blowing towards us. Boundary throw-in to be repeated. Overhead knocked down. Comes to Jay Johnson. Propelled forward up this left-hand side. Not quite intercepted. Was knocked down by Paolo Loganavau. Get it right. Ball up on the near side. Alistair Maisie in the ruck, working hard. Knocked out of trouble, turned over to Fiji. Marked at the back. Good centre half-back work from Hayden Johnston. Switches the play. They go fat side, New Zealand. Went through the hands of Alistair Maisie. Up the right wing from Jacob Campbell. Good work at the back. That's the familiar helmet of Alunakoru. That was a volleyball bump, I suspect, from number 34 for Fiji, who's not on my team sheet. And no action. $15 minutes gone, 2 minutes left. Fiji, brilliant slips catch in defence. That'll be turned around by the Falcons. Just knocked out of the hands of Alunakoru, but pumped back by the Fijians. In fact, that's Alunakoru. I was mixed up my helmets. Alunakoru now playing at centre half forward. Drives forward. That's a long kick, going to beat everyone, but it's also going to trickle through. Just for a minor score. Fiji's first minor. Plays out the near side. And knocked out. Approaching quarter time. Play's been end to end. The inside 50s would be more or less even between the Tribe and the Falcons. New Zealand's made the most of its opportunity and probably had more marks inside forward 50. They do have a bit of a wind advantage, nothing too significant. As you can see, it's mainly a cross breeze. Fire through the middle. Taken forward, that was James Southby. Southby driving it. McBride handballs over the top, and strolling into goal is Logan Toomer. Goal number 3 for the Falcons. Finny Boy C says we're back. My replay button, however, is showing yesterday's women's game, but that is quarter time. Fiji, 1 straight shot, 6. Trailing the New Zealand Falcons 3-2-20. Goals to McBride and Toomer. And someone else when I had my head down looking for the technical issues. Quarter time, we'll be back soon. Good afternoon from Maroochydore. My name's Daniel Viles, and I don't know why I'm admitting that right now. From a broadcasting point of view, let's forget that first quarter ever happened. But from a football point of view, New Zealand are 3 goals to the good. They defeated Fiji on Thursday. Lockie McBride, Logan Tuma, and a goal I unfortunately missed were scored in the first term. Fiji, they had their inside 50 opportunities. Probably didn't get as many marks inside forward 50 as New Zealand did. So they're behind on the scoreboard, just the 1 goal for them. And in fact, I put 1-1-6 in the... I think they scored a behind at the end. So it's 1-1-7. We'll get that corrected on the scoreboard for you on screen. But it is Fiji 1-1-7 with a goal towards the end of that quarter. Thank you for joining in on the chat, where it can be very encouraging, like George Lees, who's saying, Haley said, let's go, Shane Train. Or it can be slightly more, aggressive, like Zinni McCormick, who says, smash him, Sharpie. And we like both kinds of support. As long as you keep it respectful, that chat is there for you. This is New Zealand versus Fiji. New Zealand, the wind is mostly a cross breeze. However, there's a slight advantage to the left of screen, which Fiji will have in this quarter. So it's New Zealand 20, Fiji 7, as we enter the second term. And let's call this not just the playoff, this is the bronze medal match of the AFL Pacific Cup Open Men's Tournament. You've got me today. Chris is over taking the women's final, which you'll be able to see in the background shortly. But right now, it's all about this game. Good tap down from Aaron Harris. And Fiji just unable to control it, so comes all the way back to Carlos Donnell-Brown. There's really not much control happening at all. Free kick to the Fijians. I think it was for something off the ball. So the Tribe with a free kick. True centre wing on the right-hand side. Deep inside 50. Looking for targets. Nearly taken. New Zealand have got the numbers behind the ball. They'll be able to run it out. But nearly with that crucial inside 50 mark. Just be a ball up. No free kick to the New Zealanders. Few raised hands in confusion, particularly from Arava Kasati Seru. But now comes out wide. Donnell-Brown. Beautiful layoff. Found Campbell. Campbell looking wide. Well taken at the back. Nawagatabu. All over it. The long left boot from the veteran. Hits the ground, unable to be held by Donnell-Brown. Back to Campbell again. They're working well together on that right-hand side. And linking up at right half forward through Sean Butler. Butler switches the play. McBride. You could have picked that a minute ago. Saw the space, ran straight towards it. Been prolific this week, the Christchurch Bulldog. Just 20 years old. Don't know if he has plans to come to Australia. In one sense, he doesn't need to, and in another sense, why not? Get you in a moment, Sergio. Lockie McBride, looking for at least his second of the day, drills it. Never in doubt. Just see if the replay button's working. No, we're still watching New Zealand women from yesterday on the replay button. It was a good game, but that's not really what we're here for. Lockie McBride with his second. Sergio Hollis says, go Missy Faimalo, the grub from his family in Wellington, New Zealand. Now, are you saying that the message is from the grub or to the grub? I'm just the middleman here. I am innocent in all circumstances. Finney Boy says, come on, Campbell. And Jacob Campbell's made a good start. 2.5 minutes into this second term. Seru misses out in the ruck. They may not miss out on the ground. Seru backing up. Beautiful work from Brendan Clark. Been outstanding this week. Brought to ground, but free kick goes the Falcons' way. Beautiful linking by hand up the left. Just had to stop and prop, in McAvaney speak. Clever knock inside to a teammate. Couldn't quite control it. Rewa. Just dropped an impact by Rossambale. By Rokawaiola. or even Rockaway Loa. I've got it wrong 3 times. This is a record. Peter Wilson, just having a bit of argy-bargy on the far side. Get on with it, boys. Knocked out of bounds. This will be an interesting call. Was there sufficient intent to keep the ball in play? Apparently so. Just back of right wing, Fiji's perspective. Scoreboard's starting to get away from them. Seru, tap down, couldn't find hands. A lot of underground taps happening at the moment. Bursting through was a Ronnie Swan. Forward to Laisiasa. Pulled out a free kick. Forgive me, I was looking further downfield. Good attempt at a charge down. That's long kick inside 50. As I say, it's more of a crossbreed. Lockie had to be brought down by Namani. Namani was very calm in the circumstances. Cleared by Whippy. Lovely mark. Beautiful fly on the far side from, I think, Swan. Further inside 50. Deep kick. That's just missed to the left. Not far away at all. I think the score for New Zealand accidentally went one down. It should be New Zealand 27, Fiji 7 at the moment. So Fiji was 7 points at quarter time. They got it behind. And our camera operator, who's had a trying morning and done extremely well in the circumstances. So we'll just add 2 points to New Zealand and we should be right. There's the first one. There we go. All over it. And you can see the effect of the breeze. It is blowing back towards the camera and will be retaken. In fact, a free kick's been found. Bit of pushing and barging in the ruck contest. So it comes back to Aaron Harris. To the contest and just beautifully weighted. No problems at all to Andrew Howison. And the Mid-Canterbury Eagle. It's not a bad day to be on this side of the field as a right footer. He can hang it out in front of the sticks and watch the wind blow it back towards them. Although he's getting leads. Almost running a circuit at centre-half forward, which is what you should be doing. Howison, player came a long way. That's a 50-metre penalty. Tevan Bulbula was just charging over the mark. And the first set shot from Howison was good enough. The second one is worth 6 points. And I don't know if that was ill-discipline or just maybe a lack of knowledge of the rules in that situation. And I don't mean to be patronising, just maybe that's not umpired as strictly in Fijian competition. But yeah, you've got to stand on the mark. George Leet, and I hope it's pronounced Leet and not Late. If it isn't, correct me. Shane, get physical. No, fear! Fear in capital letters, so I have to really project that one. Fear! Fish Talk Video says, Logan Toomer, go the Tomb Raider. I've been avoiding the it's not a Toomer line all day. I'm not going to go there, apart from just then. Finny Boy says, let's go NZ. Well, they're going all right. They've got a 26-point lead at the moment. They are doing all right in the clearances, Fiji. So Sarambal got it right, and then that's about the third or fourth time they've turned it over on the wing. Wilson was strong, enabled them to keep possession. Deep inside 50 with that win. That kick was from about 70 out. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. That is about a 70-metre goal. That is extraordinary from the Fijians. And I'm embarrassed to say I don't have number 34 on my team sheet. But what an amazing goal with the wind, sure. And the replay function isn't working, but if on YouTube you just tap back 10 seconds, he's kicked that from next to the centre square. That is at least a 70-metre goal. I don't care if it's wind assisted. That is astonishing. 8th minute of the second quarter, a 70-metre goal from the Fijians, and that will lift them. Just a hint of a scoop out of the contest as Fiji again going all right with the clearances. Faiamalo working his way out of the middle again. Turned it over. Hint of kicking in danger. Being chased by Alisic Tamenki. You can see the women's final in the background. Big day for the New Zealand women's team. In fact, both finalists are playing their first ever international tournament in the women's. So later on, have a look at that one. But right now, New Zealand men's team just looking to get to the Fijians. There's a bit of high contact was spotted in the ruck contest, so that will come back to Alistair Maisie. Now, if any of the Fijian fans know who number 34 is so we can attribute that goal properly, I'd love to know, because that was a cracker. New Zealand now in possession, working up the right wing. They've used this right side extremely well. The handball back inside to Staples-Ray. Outside to Howison, the goal scorer from a few minutes ago. Knocked out of the way of McBride, and that is an excellent punch to be able to get it to the safety of the boundary. They've leaked a few goals so far today, the Fijians, but there have been some stunning moments of defence as well. So New Zealand into the win. They've scored 2-1 this quarter. Hammerlove, I'll get to you in just a moment. We're inside 50. Running onto the ball, but it's going to be hell for the boundary umpires out there today because they're throwing into a breeze. You'll see it comes out of their hand pretty well, and then it will just rest in the air like a helicopter. It's a bit more purchase on that one. Knocked backwards by Salambal. But an infringement's been spotted. Shot on goal for New Zealand. They are dominating this fixture. Andrew Howison already has one this quarter. New Zealand have just scored a goal in the women's field. And they've just scored a goal on the men's field. Howison has his second for the quarter. And New Zealand is on track for its highest score of the week at this rate. Andrew Howison having an afternoon out. Hammerlove01 says, shout out to Josh, love the claw, who may be good at footy, but still can't beat his old cousin at basketball. Is this where I just very subtly point out that he's currently representing his country? Just thought that might be relevant. Sammy says, let's go North Shore Tigers. Rice Bubbles and Joey, Tane Train meeting up for Auckland AFL finals. Bit of friendly fire for New Zealand, getting each other's way just behind the contest, allows Fiji to surround, and they'll be holding the ball. An opportunity for the tribe. Oh! Bit of exception taken by Seru. Peter Wilson joining in. Brendan Clark, not quite playing peacemaker. He's still got one of those smug smiles on his face. But the defence is strong from the Kiwis. Turned it over. Went to Rasumbale. Trying to be protected by Wesley. Enough New Zealanders behind the play, but it's chaotic ball. Turanga knocked it away. They still haven't cleared it. More opportunities. Knocked inside. Volleyball. That'll go out of bounds. Boundary throw in because wasn't deliberately put out of bounds. Bit over 5 minutes remaining in this second term. Fiji have the wind advantage, used a stunning effect on their one goal to the, according to my team list, nameless number 34. Uncontested ruck contest, although the wind may have been a factor. Oh! And Carlos Donnell Brown, look, the camera's got a front-on angle of that it looked like the fist was closed. Now, I've only had one look at that, but if you've travelled and the free kick's been reversed. So, Avara Kasati Seru, the 20-year-old, will have a set shot. Oh, and a bit of contact to the head. In fact, okay, they've just been told to clear the area. Umpire in control. But travelled too far. Misses to the right to Seru. Unfortunate. And New Zealand dodged a bit of a bullet. And would be wise to keep their heads. Just outside the 50. Handball over the top comes through to Clark. Actually, it missed Clark. It went... Or didn't reach Clark. Through the middle. Excellent running onto the ball in defence. The foot race was strong. High contact. Seru with another free kick. Handball's back. Finds the run of Dyer. Straight up the middle. Ill-directed. Cut off by, I think that was Weir. Clark. And Clark's got a bit of a target on his back now. Free kick again for high contact. It's hard to keep up with them all as the ball is Peter Wilson may need to check his blood pressure as well. Or Peter Wilson, pronounce it properly. I'm going to disagree with you, George Late. I know bring back the biff is a very popular thing to say. Now, umpire had called played on, so he was allowed to move forward over the mark. Because a fair bit of time had been taken. Bit of rugby union tactics in the back from Shane Leat, who didn't so much bring back the biff as bring back the shoulder charge. And hey, it worked and no one got hurt. They were just intimidated. Josh Mackey, inside to Donnell Brown. 2.5 minutes to go in this first half. And the break, I think, will suit both teams just to get their heads together. Joey Alisic. Looking for McBride, overcooked the kick, and that'll go out of bounds. Not sure that Namani shouldn't have tried to mark that, actually. So I think both teams have realised that probably the best thing to do is football. Because they've played plenty of quality football this week. They know they've got it in them. And the best way to intimidate is to add numbers to that thing in the top left-hand corner of your screen. Well picked off. The speed was... Oh, brilliant tackle. Absolutely brilliant run-down tackle. Jacob Campbell, he gets love on the chat and he gets some love on the field. And 50-metre penalty for not handing the ball back correctly. Jalamadora took exception to what was going on. And Campbell will be within scoring distance. He's been working well on the right so far in this match, in both quarters. But I don't think he'll pass up the chance to move a bit more centrally. If you've got a quick goal sneak in your side, that is not Jacob Campbell's fault. That is the wind. That was a swing that Trent Bolt would have been proud of. One of my favourites. Outside 50 from the Fijians. This will be an interesting call because that was late from Dyer, but he had momentum. So just a normal free kick. Infield from Percival. Finds Faimalo. And I think New Zealanders have realised that if they can lay it up to James Sharp like that, the more they keep their heads, the further they're going to pull away in this match. And Finney, it was unlucky. That basically caught a tornado midair. But now it's about James Sharp, the veteran. Hangs it out left. He's judged that perfectly. James Sharp on the board. New Zealand's fourth for the quarter. And that should be half-time. The siren will go very quickly. There it is. Definitely New Zealand's quarter. Fiji 2-2-14. New Zealand, just the 4 misses, 7-4-46. They are on their way to the bronze medal in this playoff for the men's tournament at the AFL Pacific Cup of 2024. Sincerest apologies, everyone. Been a fun day. Welcome back to the third quarter. Shot on goal for Aaron Harris. Who said rucks can't kick? Not me, and not to Aaron Harris's face. First to score in the second half. And getting those free kicks inside 50 has been absolutely tremendous for New Zealand. The way that they're able to create space. Now, just trading notes with the wonderful Chris Yind, who's commentating the women's final. And he's grown to love all the teams in this men's comp, just as I have with the women's. And so we're trading notes, and I didn't get back in time. It's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. The wind took that one a little bit, but worked well to the advantage of Carlos Donnell-Brown. Working through the number 99, Xavier Rice. Free kick given for just a bit of fire next to the contest. So 7-2 in favour of the Falcons over the Tribe in the first half. Long, that is a huge kick, well taken in defence, but it needed to be by Maisie. He's able to knock it out. They play the open side very well. Back through to Rice. Moves it well wide. Looking for the overlap. And the wind just taking it away. Not sure if it was out on the full or not. Just didn't see the signal from the boundary umpire. Sammy, I wouldn't say that all of the Fijians are playing the man, not the ball. There's a couple of them who just lost their cool a little. But yeah, I don't want to tar the whole team with the same brush. That's not to criticise your opinion, by the way. It's you made completely respectfully. New Zealand on the attack. From the back, Donnell-Brown's been very involved today. Good handball back. The left footer will be well off target. And out on the full, misses the lot. New Zealand with the full deck of cards. They've got 52. Fiji with a suit and a joker on 14. Just getting ahead of Rice was Alunakoro. Hit the ground. Squirted out of the bottom. Play allowed to continue. Fiji just knocked it into the hole where there was supposed to be someone. There wasn't. Oh, take it. The leg's taken out. Free kick awarded. Has advantage been paid? You bet it has. And that might have been sharp again. It was. Just had his legs taken out from under him as he kicked the goal. And I hope someone got a photo of that because that's going to be spectacular. A 9th goal for the Falcons. Took them a little while to warm up this week. And you do wonder if the tournament was starting now, if it was a double round robin, whether Fiji would, whether New Zealand would be playing on the other field in an hour or so. Hour and a half. But they've got their tails up. Players bursting through the middle. That was, I think it was Johnston, off the feet of Rice. And now getting it wide. Andrew Howison. Just lost by Salmon. Turned over. Outer zone umpire spotted something. And downfield we go. Free kick comes back to Lachlan Salmon. Just undercooked the kick slightly. But as I say, this wind is inconsistent. You have to recalibrate your kicks every quarter. Leet. Beautiful handball through the middle, but there was play off the ball, which means New Zealand's good work is undone. Zinni McCormick's calling the goal of the tournament for James Sharp. It's certainly in the highlights package. Good work out wide, playing through to... that was Kalameta Turanga. Put forward by Laisiasa. The contest, just held on to, in contact in the back. A little bit of gravy. So New Zealand with the free kick out the back. And a quick reply for Fiji. And I'm hoping we'll be able to get another look at that one. It's worked straight from the ball up. Apologies for the loss of commentary. Unless that's not your thing, of course. But this is Route 1 football. The earlier goal scorer working in the middle. Good combination. And then the goal around the body. It's hard to think you could score a faster goal than that. Knocked out for New Zealand out of the middle. Just missing the head of the umpire, which is always handy. Cleaned up by Maisie. Leet. New Zealand goals before was to Butler. And again, Fiji keeps scoring when I'm having technical problems. Not their fault, it's mine. Work on the ground from Clark. Hovering was Kelamata Turanga. Holding the ball. New Zealand are able to get out of trouble. There's 34 on the ground. Pace from the middle of the field. The pressure did affect the kick, but it was continued by James Southby. Southby forward. Didn't quite get it to McBride in a good position. Southby looking to clean up his own work. Fiji in defence was strong. And the tackle was strong from Paula Tivambubula. Strong but illegal. Be turned over to Sam Anderson. Goes to centre half forward, and with the wind advantage, Brendan Clark may fancy himself here. Grant Bristow says, sharp, not bad for a bald old guy. I resemble that remark. Clark won't have the distance. Into the pocket. There was a hint of a fly at the back. Southby. Now, that shouldn't be... it was just knocked over the boundary by Namani. But it will be a boundary throw-in. And the wind is definitely swung around from the south. It's going directly to the north. It's what usually happens when it's coming from the south. The umpire trying to throw a ball into it. Offhand, snap around the body from Butler, who scored before. Doesn't quite land where it was wanted. Good work. Coming out back towards Tivai Mbula. Trying to score a pushover try at the moment. Will be a ball up on the edge of the goal square. Tivai Mbula. Trying to knock it sideways. Butler unable to get the snap. Looked like an incorrect disposal. So that was a snap around the body from McBride. McBride! Not just what a day he's having, what a tournament he's having. The forward pressure, there was plenty before this moment. As McBride accepts the congratulations of his teammates up at full forward. It was definitely a plan to get it wide. Butler didn't have the opportunity. That ball was flicked out, but it only went to McBride. And in the end, he kicked that from about 35 metres, going the wrong way. Warwick Kane says, Mackie flies high. Doing it all week. Good call, George. Says, nice, strong umpires, well in control of the game. And you'll probably see they're not exactly youngsters, these umpires, but the advantage there is their experience. They've seen most things. Vitinio Boulival says, thank you, my son. Paula, and it's not Tava Bula Bula, it's Tava Mbula Mbula. I'm trying to get that right, because your language is important. And I don't want to be a dumb white guy. Wrapped up, another ball up in the middle of the field. Warwick with biographical information about Mackie. Not the only one flying high. They're on a roll now. That threw from Sarambal. Well off target, but Fiji with an attacking opportunity. Mackie flies high like when he jumped the table tennis table in year 10 PE. Did that affect his grade at all? Just wondering. Fiji on the attack. They've scored a goal in both quarters. In fact, they've scored a goal in all three quarters, beg your pardon. But they're inside 50 opportunities. As that slap was just a little bit indiscreet. And two players were shepherding for each other and no one remembered to pick up the ball. And the umpire takes responsibility for that and says, well, I failed. Boundary umpire, you have a go. Nathan, I think you could phrase that comment more positively, like, New Zealand is in smash mode, something like that. Focus on the person doing the smashing. Working their way out of defence now. The handballs were good. The knockdown, that's superb work from Dusavecki. Gets it into the goal square. That's going to be knocked through. And the unnamed number 34. And that crossed the line before the second player got a kick, although we'll check that on the replay. But Fiji deserved that. They might have been getting smashed before now, but the panel beaters are in session. And it all began with that little deft touch from Dusavecki. Got it inside, little bit of pressure. And I think the player in the headgear was claiming the ball. Was claiming the goal, rather. Either way, they're on the board. For the fourth time this match. Lockie flies like a vampire. Vampire is his nickname. Thank you, Daniel LaRossi. And Levada says, nice kick, Paula Dusavaki. I agree. Did a lot of work to create that goal, did Paula. Deep inside 50 again, and that just floated. Did he play on or not? Salmon decides to go back. The player's down for Fiji in the background. Shouldn't affect the free kick. The umpire will halt proceedings. Back up and running. That might be Seru. And as the goals have been scored, everything's calmed down. Salmon! Straight as you like. The goals are flowing thick and fast in this bronze medal playoff. And James Salmon scores New Zealand's 5th for the quarter. This was from about 40 out, but Salmon's a decent kick, even if he was going into the wind. With the wind, it was just a case of making sure he worked out the cross breeze. Barely a problem. Back inside 50, the New Zealanders, but able to be cleared. Back in the middle. Good. The counter-attack from Fiji is strong. They've done this a few times today. And they hit back after New Zealand's last goal, giving away the free kick, but the endeavour is there. You can see that they're not willing to just give this game up. Yeah, clear push in the back, so New Zealand will get the chance to continue downfield, or upfield as the case may be. Well picked out to Rice. Rice, his bike left footer, was charged down, looking for a second opportunity. Knocked back, the opportunity's coming thick and fast. Rice with a third chance. Knocked it inside. This could still work. Over the shoulder from Clark. Clark scores. 6 for the quarter for the New Zealand Falcons. Three-quarter time, but we'll get a chance to look at this last goal. It looked like they lost the opportunity 2 or 3 times, the New Zealanders. Kept moving the handball. This little touch over the top from Josh Love was just delightful. New Zealand is into the 80s. At three-quarter time, they lead 82 points to 26. I don't think anyone's got to the century this week. The Falcons could be the first. Welcome back to Maroochydore on the Sunshine Coast of Queensland, where uniquely this week we have sunshine. The highest score by any team in any of the divisions, men's, women's, Boys under 17, girls under 17s. On Monday, the Papua New Guinea Mosquitoes scored 14-7-91 against Fiji. New Zealand are only 9 points behind that. They are dominating this fixture. The wind has picked up. Some of the wind gusts are getting up around 30 kilometres an hour, which is typical for this part of the world. The river is a little bit further to the left of the screen, although it bends around, so it's also behind us. But New Zealand with 6 goals to 2 in that third term. Good to see some handshakes on the near side with Jared Percival and Josefa Sarambal. And hopefully, I don't know when the teams have to fly out. There's a few presentations to happen first, but make some friends and memories while you're here, which is what they're doing. Very tight women's final. Go watch that afterwards. But New Zealand looking for the century. Fiji playing for pride. Good run through the middle from Donnell Brown. Was tackled at the end. Affected the disposal. Allowed the Fijians to press from the back. Circling is Tavam Bulabula. Just left behind. Few handling errors from the Fijians and good work underground. I think that... I just missed who it was. But well supporting each other. It'll come out through Whippy. Up the right-hand side. And now they're on the attack. Deep inside 50 again. He's scored from a not too... That's gone through. No, it's just going to be punched out. For a moment I thought our nameless number 34 was going to top his 75-metre goal with an 80-metre one. But up come the Kiwis from the right-hand side. Fiji turnover through Ronnie Swan. Out of bounds on the full. Jamie Wall asks, has Mitch the Horse Weir torped one from centre square yet? Not that I've seen, but I've had my head down trying to work out the equipment for too long in this game. So, don't trust me. New Zealand, swift counter-attack. Open goal. Sean Butler strolls in. And this all came from right halfback. They got the free kick for out on the full. One pass up to the wing. Was knocked over by Southby. The handball inside went to Rice. Another handball over the top. Tuma with the final handball. And in 5 disposals, they were into goal. Just put a knife through the Fijian defence. And they are now 3 points shy of the highest team score in this tournament. That was some of the local wildlife you heard in the background. That was Sunshine Coastus boganus. Beautiful charge down just north of the centre square. Fiji on the attack. They've got an inside 50, but once again, it's not a deep entry and it's not to hands. Finding a way over the top. Laiasiasa just misses to the left. But he doesn't need much, Lunakoro. One of the Lowell Tolka players in this side, only 20 years old. I hope he has a long career in Australian football because he looks the goods. Turns it over. This will be driven back by Paula. And he would love a second chance at that kick. Well, Widowmaker J says, let's go Lockie the Lock Dog McBride. So, hang on. He's the Lock Dog and the Vampire. I'm pleased to say that this week he's got more goals than nicknames. And Southby would like that kick again. Maybe a bit of fatigue setting in. I don't care how fit you are. If you have to play 4 games in 5 or 6 days, it's going to take a toll. And when you can put a game to bed is, yeah, just the interchange a little bit off. So finding a way through that, the wind will just take that. I don't think that ever came into play. So the free kick goes the other way. This is where New Zealand scored from not that long ago. James Southby misses the target, but finds its way through to Tuma. Turned over to Dyer. Dyer inside 50. The wind took it. A couple of New Zealanders just left it for each other. Yeah, incorrect disposal. Fiji with an opportunity. Cavani Rewa, just a little bit of unnecessary push, but he's got the shot. He should go further back and see if he can get the wind to catch this one. Sometimes kicking a football with the wind is like catching a wave. Looks like it's going to fall short. Nearly the mark taken. No, you can't claim that one. And the Falcons will get a chance to play it out. And we've seen their counter-attack. Goes centrally, because that's where he saw the support was. Knocked outside to Andrew Howison. Unable to go with it. The tribe with the numbers around the ball. Howison again. And he gets paid a high contact free kick. If you're the one who bends over the ball, lowers your body position, you'll usually get paid. Howison had space inside. That just came off the side of the boot. Goes through to Butler, who's been on a bit of a scoring spree. Narina will play it out. Lands in the arms of Josefa Sarambal, who had a big opportunity before. No disgrace that he missed. Nearly taken down by Laisiasa. Rice playing the 1-2 on the near side with Maisie. Not quite finding the target, and Southby turned over. New Zealand have worked out, sometimes if you attack the same way, the opposition can read it, but I think New Zealand are going to just empty that well if they can. As cries of pick it up come from the boundary line. It's always nice when you get an old school spectator. Brave work underneath. It was only just dropped in the end. Inside, good step from Leet. And found a way of getting it through to Johnson. Right in front of the umpire, who said, nah, maybe not. So back into the middle. Free kick to, I think, Wilson it is. Spots Josefa wide. Got a lot of space. I'm not sure cutting him was the right option. He's kicked it back into traffic. And it was only ever going to find a teammate through luck. Aroni Swan on the ground. Possibly Jalamadora. Yeah, nothing's coming out of there. 88-27. In this bronze medal match. Leet on the ground. Knocked it through. Fijians knocking down the space quite well. They'll get a boundary throw in just to slow things down. Sean Butler. I thought for a moment he was cramping, but seems to have dealt with it as quickly as it came upon him. Double air swing in the ruck contest, all the way back to Campbell. Reefed out of the ruck maul. Sorry, probably wrong sport. Leet brought down. That was an important tackle. Might have been Dakaltini on the ground. Apologies, that's Manessa Rokawaialoa. With what you could really call a goal saver. That's one way of rucking. Oh, the handball went awry. They were playing beautifully out of defence. The Falcons looking for space. But Fiji have pushed them back cleverly until running into traffic. That'll be holding the ball. William Dyer just getting a bit caught. Out on the full. Fiji with another chance to attack. They've got the wind advantage. If they can get a couple in this quarter, it'll make the scoreboard look a lot more respectable. Good punch at the back. It'll come back in off the outside of the boot. Misses to the left-hand side. So the gap is 10 goals for what it's worth. If Fiji win it from here, they'll make an award-winning movie out of this match. And again, the wind just playing a few tricks. 9 minutes remaining for both sides in this tournament. So we're on the northwestern corner of the ground. I know it's an oval, bear with me. We'll have that one again. Again, the umpires are throwing into a gale at the moment. Forgot to mention Lee before. A proud mum of Lockie. That was Lachlan Salmon who scored a goal late in the third quarter. Lee, you have every right to be a proud mum. If you haven't annoyed every one of your friends in the last 10 minutes or so to say, guess who scored a goal, guess whose boy scored a goal, then you have my permission to get cracking on that score. Through the legs of Wilson. Could have been the high contact call. The free kick here. I understand what Laisiasa is saying, but it can't come out of your hand and then you knock it away volleyball style. So play on. He's allowed to come off the mark and does so. Just through the hands of Dusavecki. Boundary throw in. But if it comes out of your hands, you've got to grab it and then have another go at punching it. You can't sort of toss it up and then have a punch. James Terry says, shout out to the 3 Eastern Suburbs Bulldogs, Sharpie, Lovey and Tay. We proud as of you 3 Tumeke. Thanks very much, James. They're acquitting themselves well today. Good roving from Salmon. Brought down Love. And Love gives away the free kick, which makes James just slightly less proud of him. I kid. Fiji moving up the left-hand side. They say never kick to a stationary target, but William Dyer was strong in the contest. Goes up towards the hot spot. Brilliant! Stunning mark from Laisiasa Ulunakoru. And after a mark like that, why not take your time and go back and have the shot? Photogenic. Deserves to finish with a goal. Bring it home, Laisiasa. As often happens after a great mark. The kick isn't as good, that mark. Not as good, but strong as you like. It was William Dyer. A little bit nervous to say his name, but William Dyer. 26-year-old from Lautoka. Perfect full forward play. Finishes with a perfect goal. And I realise they're a long way behind on the scoreboard. Let's have a look at the second mark again. Very strong from Dyer. The New Zealand defence have shown themselves to be a very well-organised bunch today. No problems for the Fijians. They've got a 5th goal. Deserved. New Zealand deserved their lead, make no mistake. Particularly that third quarter. They call it the Premiership quarter, which is probably a bit ironic in a bronze medal match. They've earned the lead, but Fiji, plenty of encouragement they must take from this tournament. New Zealand straight out of the middle. Finding a way, yes, good umpiring, because that was blindside. So they've called player, no, it'll be brought back because there was no advantage. There's also a Fijian player down, literally in the centre circle. And with 4.5 minutes left for each of these sides in this tournament, Chris Yind, who's been commentating the men's tournament for most of the week, asked him to name a few players who had impressed for each side. For New Zealand, he loved the midfield work of Misilifi Faiamalo, the forward work of James Southby and Lockie McBride. McBride closer to goal, Southby a bit further out. Big fan of the Tain Train, Curtin, and then Brendan Clark, who he said could play anywhere. Flying from the back on that occasion was Mitchell Weir. Hasn't talked one from the middle yet as far as I can see. Regained possession in midfield as Andrew Howison's taken for a bit of a piggyback. For Fiji, well, the captain, Paolo Dusavecki. It's been superb today and superb all week. David Whippy pumps it forward. Interesting way of defending, but it worked. Well, worked the first time. Didn't work the second time. Josefa. Just off target. 1 goal, 3 in this quarter, the Fijians. And they're finding a way and they are winning on the scoreboard this quarter. Laisiasa Ulunakoru. Been mostly playing in defence this week, but he's moved further forward today. And was impressed as there was contact off the ball. Allowed to play on. Just deciding whether to run into goal as Logan Toomer gives it to McBride instead. With the Spider-Man hands, plays on quickly, and New Zealand through Lockie McBride has the highest score of any side on Maroochydore this week. End-to-end work, beat the contest. There was a free kick to New Zealand. They didn't need it. Southby got it forward to Toomer. It's just a case of whether he shot. That's a beautiful mark from McBride. And then it was just a case of how he wanted to score the goal. And decided that playing on was the best bet. Fiji has dominated territory in this fourth quarter. But New Zealand now lead 12 points to 9 on the scoreboard. And they've got a little over 2 minutes to see if they can hit the ton. It's a beautiful tap down. Breaking tackles is Donnell Brown. He wears number 7 on his back, and that was almost like an open side flanker. Turned over to Fiji. They'll come through the middle. Just a small handling error, which, as I say, fourth game in 6 days or so. One more opportunity. Beats Dyer. Just bounced the wrong way. Creative. Couldn't quite get it through. Many opportunities, as both Josefa and Laisiasa had opportunities, but there was kicking in danger at the end. New Zealand with a chance to play out. They've got 90 seconds. See if they can get it the right-hand side, kick the ton. But I'm not necessarily cheering for that. I know I've played in a lot of sides that have had heavy losses in my time. And if I was in a Fijian shirt right now, I'd be saying, no, that's one of our aims, as that gets kicked out on the full, is to make sure they don't get to celebrate that milestone. They've got the win, sure. But we're not going to let them get the additional joy of putting 100 points on us. Late, out of defence. Not quite taken by Toomer. Free kick given back to the Fijians. I've got both Dora and Swan as number 19 on my sheet, so apologies if I've been mixing that up. All friendly fire in defence. That wasn't great work from Donnell Brown. Get away with it. 40 seconds remaining. 15 goals for New Zealand today. The first side to kick 15 goals in a match in this tournament. And apologies, I missed the free kick. This will be Andrew Suku. The Suku family have been very, very present here in Maroochydore this week. Fred manages this side. There were cousins in the under-17 girls side as well. This may just swing the right way, just misses. And that's a shame. So New Zealand will probably kick in. In fact, sorry, I missed that. They've moved up the left-hand side. The clock will beat them. $50-metre penalty. So what there may be is a shot after the siren. Depends if this can be marked. Just dropped. Turns around. Tackling is strong. McBride again. It was kicked before the siren. That should count. We'll just wait for the umpire signals. They've got the century. New Zealand kicked their 16th goal to McBride. That's at least his 4th of the day. I did miss a couple early, but New Zealand 16-4-100 have defeated Fiji 5 goals, 6-36. Congratulations to New Zealand for taking out third place in the Open Men's AFL Pacific Cup. The final will be on the other field in about half an hour's time. Chris Ginn will be your commentator for that match. I'm Daniel Viles. Thank you for your company. Thank you for your involvement on the chat. Walter Brian Whippy, I missed you saying go Fiji, go. Likewise, Lavinia Balul, sorry. But thanks for the support from both teams. The women's third place match will be on this field in half an hour's time, and I apologise, the men's final will begin in an hour on the other field.